Welcome back, everybody, to the Summer 70 Spectacular. Thank you for holding on through the little gap we had between races, but I hope you enjoyed the melee between Hypo and I. But we are back with our fourth and final race of the day. In the losers bracket, we have Txsomb and Striker1561. And with me on the co-commentary, we got Gerd and E hopping in. Gerd, thank you so much for being here.
100%. I always love supporting your events. I've been supporting you since the beginning, so I thought I'd get myself back into the mic.
Yeah, you are kind of an OG CS viewer. You've been around since like even I think the WoW days. If I remember correctly.
One of the first subs. I'm pretty sure I have your like foundation badge or whatever.
Oh shit! All right. Oh wait, I think you might actually be right.
Yeah, but I think you gave me VIP, so I think that overwrites it or whatever.
Yeah, it's true. VIP is kind of worth a lot these days in this channel. Definitely, there's not like 70 people that have VIP in this channel. You know, it's very hard to come by, but yeah, appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for hopping on comms. You've commentated a previous tournament here in the 70 Spectacular, so we can run this back. It's gonna be a good time.
Yep, it'll be a great time.
But we got our race here. We got our racers, Txsomb and Striker. Obviously, this is the losers bracket. Both of you did take a loss in your last race, but Txsomb, you've been on the grind. You've been getting on good runs. The homie races have kind of been popping off. How are you feeling coming into today?
Pretty good beating you.
Damn.
Damn.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's literally this fucking guy. His only objective is like, I just need to beat Zeus in the homie race. And like, that's literally it. Like, that's all he's there for.
If you demolish the streamer, then it's just a good time.
This guy beating the TO, you know. But Txsomb, I'm glad you're feeling good, man. I mean, the last race for you, just a lot of little things I think that added up over time. There wasn't really any one big thing that kind of kept you out of it. It was just a compilation of a bunch of little shit. But I mean, what are we looking to do this time? Are you switching things up now that it's the losers bracket? Are you just gonna stick to your tried and true, what you know?
You know, I'm not sitting in the fucking Sahara Desert this time, so I'm locked the fuck in, man. I have AC this time. I've got the fucking AC buffs.
Nice.
Wait, he's cooled down. He's cooled down. He's ready to go.
I'm chilling, bro.
Oh, this is going to be big. This is going to be big. Striker on the other end of things. How are you feeling coming into this race?
No, also pretty good. For the homie race, I was able to beat Zeus 2-0, you know? So...
What's going on here,
so
man?
much disrespect, man.
What's going on here?
Even though... yeah, so... I don't know, I think it's all gonna come down to Tippy, as always. But... you're not gonna see... Let's just say I changed a couple things up. If you, if you saw the new PB, maybe studied. Changing a couple things up, just focusing on consistency. So we'll see.
I'm a little excited to see what you have in store for us. I was not able to catch the PB, but I'm looking forward to it. But runners, are we ready to go? Are we ready to get things started?
I'm good.
Yeah, let's go.
Perfect. Just so we are on the same page, Txsomb, you are playing on N64. So Striker, you will be taking a 27-second hit to your final time on account of the emulator adjustment. So just so we are all aware and on the same page that will be happening at the end, if needed, if it impacts the end of the race.
We still start at the same time, though, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
All right, with that out of the way, runners, if we're ready, Gerd, would you like to do the honors and count
100%.
down our runners?
Let's start on a count of 5. Runners, are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck.
Good luck, runners.
It's me, Mario.
Oh, we are big time underway here. The last race of the day. going to be an exciting one. I mean, loser's bracket always comes with a certain bit of excitement just because you know this is it. Like, your tournament life is on the line here. You have to show up. So I'm hoping both of these runners can show up here.
Striker's going to be a little bit of the underdog, having a slightly slower PB compared to Txsomb, but the PB is not off by huge margins, so it's definitely a way to just come back.
Yeah, it's definitely not too big of a separation. I know the qualifying times here, these are from the LTA. These are not their current PBs, but the qualifying times definitely separated a little bit. But the PBs, like you said, Gerd, not super far separated. I mean, Txsomb's qualifying time is his PB, but Striker not really too far off of that. It's I think like a low 54, maybe a high 53.
Yeah, it could be possible. Both players get the pretty good lineup for the lag skip. Immediately going to bomb a battlefield. Let's see if they can successfully pull off the bomb clip.
That would be a very, very good way to start the run here for both runners. Just able to lay a nice foundation, get a couple of kind of annoying strats out of the way. So let's see how they can handle it here. Striker missing.
Looks like Txsomb did get the bomb clip, and in a pretty good sized bomb, able to get to that first star. And it looks like Striker will also have to go for the pole, not trying to opt for a reset on the bomb, just deciding to take that time loss.
Yeah, just going right for it. I think, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I've never actually timed it out myself, but I think just going right for the immediate regrab on bomb clip is faster than taking the pole. But really only if you like hustle over there and you get like the perfect bomb grab. Like, I think it still saves a little bit of time, but you know, Striker not trying to sink too much time into just bomb clip. So going right for the pole there and taking what comes with it and moving on.
Yeah, you don't want to accidentally lose more time because you don't get the second bomb clip, and you have to go for chomp at that point to get the pole. Looks like Txsomb able to get the star in the slide, going to be heading over to Womp soon enough.
And Striker a 13-2 on the slide there. So, couple of Womp's 9 runners here, very based. We'd love to see it. I know there's been a very big split in the Mario community and in this tournament. Womp's 8, Womp's 9. You know, at the end of the day, it's just about having fun, right, chat? But Womp's 9's better. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. It's just better.
That is the hot take. That's the SSM. That's the hot take.
You can go ahead and cancel me. I don't care.
Txsomb with the Owlist does get the perfect lineup in the setup. Falls into the cage. Starts getting that star. It looked like no slowdown, so getting a good star there. Not taking any time loss.
Yeah, that is a beautiful way to start out your Womps there. This is definitely one of the more difficult strats that you're going to be doing, and Striker following it up with a nice Owlist of his own.
Yeah, doesn't look like there was a bad movement there either, so both players hitting Owlist in a pretty clean fashion. Looks like Candlelist is up, got the setup, and does not get the clip, so has to go for Wild Blue just as a backup to save some time.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a rough miss right there. Always, always, always annoying to not connect on Candlelist there, but seems to happen to everybody, no matter what your skill level is. And Striker connecting there. But it is... it's just a tough strat to miss, because you start to run out of backups when you miss Candlelist. You know, if you're missing Candlelist for the second or third time, just like Txsomb did right there, you don't really have a lot of options to back it up. You kind of just have to go back up and go for it again. You can't pivot into a Wild Blue. You can't really pivot into much else.
Yeah, and you also have to do that without the coin lineup. Was able to get it that time, but it took a couple of attempts for Txsomb to actually get the proper lineup and that star. So now Striker is going to be leading the star, actually not leading the star count, but has a pretty sizable lead at the moment.
Yeah, looking pretty decent so far for Striker. Just things going well. I mean, recovering nicely after maybe not having the best start with the bomb clips and everything. But now into the 100 coin goes both runners.
Good jump.
Oh, Striker
Yeah,
taking a fall.
You have to decide to go the backup route to just get on top as fast as possible, because now you just let Txsomb come back into this game.
Yeah, giving up the lead kind of a little bit give and take right now in this race here. But, you know, we're still relatively early in this one. Can't count either runner out yet. Still just got to keep cooking in this run. A lot of things can happen here, but Striker getting pushed around. Tried to grab that blue coin. It looked like did not opt to go for the blue coin before going for the cycle, so had to try to grab it in the plant, but you can't really do that.
Yeah, and had to re-kill another Piranha Plant in order to get the blue coin, since it was not collected the first time around. Txsomb is able to pick up star number 7, while Striker is still hunting for that final red coin.
Now, these are the kinds of things that can happen really early in the run that, you know, I was talking about setting a good foundation earlier, but it is really, really tough to continue to build that foundation when things like this are happening in the first stage of the game. It's kind of hard to come back from, but, you know, that's just part of racing in this game. You just got to lock back in. You got to recenter yourself and not get tilted.
Yep. Womp hit number 2. While Striker is going to go back into Womp's fortress, trying to get the final, actually no, second to final star, getting to actually KO the King Womp at the top. Looks like Txsomb able to get the star pretty easily, and now going to be exiting. So I would say a clear 1-star lead here for now.
And Txsomb going back in. Just needs one more. And we're going to be moving on to the later portions of lobby in just a moment here.
Great setup. Txsomb trying to get to this tower. Decides to go for the backup and gets a perfect wall kick off and collects the final star in Womps.
Yeah, really good stuff from Txsomb, and now going to be out and go into the second slide star.
Currently checking PB pace for Txsomb. Currently about even, maybe 1 second over, but that's not too bad for the current timed run.
Yeah, that's a really, really good start. You love to see something like that when you're in a race. You love to see yourself not, you know, you can't always expect to be green on your PB, but even like a few seconds red, we'll take that 100%. You know you're playing at least close to what you're capable of, so that is always a good thing to see there.
Yeah, and especially if you golded the last time, so obviously you're never going to expect to constantly be on gold pace. So maybe losing a few seconds is not the worst, especially after having to deal with the original cannonless setup.
All right. So
Did Txsomb miss the reds?
Oh, it looks like
Yes.
he did. Missed the first 2 reds there. Maybe took a little bit of a wide dip into those first 2 reds. Those are so easy to miss, and I feel like no matter your skill level, no matter what kind of runner you are gonna miss those at some point. And Striker, just as we're talking about it, also missing them.
Both players are having some flubs early on. I don't know if it's a pressure or anything, but just a little suboptimal movements.
Yeah, it could be a lot of factors, to be honest. I mean, it's the tournament, it's racing in general. Like, it could be a lot of factors for sure. But we got Txsomb going into Dark World now. So one of the
Let's see how reds go here.
One of the first big hurdles of the 70 run here, just getting through this and keeping it clean. This was a stage that did cause Txsomb some trouble in his last race. So we'll see how he handles it this time.
Ooh, that Goomba placements are all hovering over by the bridge, so that's a little scary, but able to get out of it there. Let's see how the cross-bridge gap goes. No, just opting to go for the red on the moving platform first and then transitioning back into the quads.
Yeah, looking really clean there. Nice Shigiri cycle from Txsomb there. And looks like Striker may also be setting up for a Shig here. The elevator cycle looked good. But just gotta hustle through this bridge.
Yeah, Striker looks like opting to play a little bit slower, but I respect that because you don't want to accidentally misplace anything, does get the final wall kick. Oh,
nice. Getting up there, a little stall kick across the gap. It's a little scary, a little bit of a scary strat, just because if you don't hold back on that stick long enough, you can risk taking a dive there. If you don't kill the momentum enough while Mario's in the air, but thankfully Striker handling that very well and getting up there. So we're about a Bowser throw difference.
Yep, Txsomb able to grab key. Currently on PB pace, actually, with a minus 2.97.
So I did
actually gaining some time.
I did get word from Txsomb in chat that he's comparing to Theory. It might be a Theory 52, but still ahead on Theory splits. So maybe not. I mean, depending on what you're looking at. You said you were looking at the streams, right?
Yeah, I was looking at the streams.
Yeah, so -3 on Theory. Not entirely sure where the PB is, but still ahead of a time equivalent to his PB.
Of course, and a successful island star with a wing cap.
Yeah, great sky jump there for Txsomb. And now going to be going to Cool Mountain. So you can kind of take a little bit of a breather in this stage. There are things that can go kind of wrong here. I mean, we've already seen the 100 coin be a little bit of a demon for our runners today.
Have people just been misplacing the final coin and they have to take some extra time to grab it?
So the issue we saw today, actually somebody spawned the 100 coin star. It was ADR Killer earlier in our first race. Spawned the star, but took kind of a weird angle long jumping over to the star and just kind of fell off and didn't even get the star along the way, so had to redo the whole thing. But you know, people just kind of missing coins here and there, having to play things a little bit tighter than they might normally be used to. So the 100 coin in CCM can't really just sleepwalk through it. It's a little bit, I mean, definitely the hardest star in the route, at least for 70 star. But we'll see how it works out. The rest of the stars, though, not really too bad. You're not really doing anything too difficult in CCM.
Yep. Right now, Txsomb having a clear 1-star lead. Striker actually opting to go for the Penguin Star a little earlier on compared to Txsomb, able to get down to the Mother Penguin, and going to collect that star soon. Let's see what Txsomb is going to go for. Looks like it's going to be Penguin here. And this is the initial Penguin grab.
Oh. Txsomb juking. Breaking some ankles here. But he is in there, able to recover on the second grab and get down. So still a 1-star difference. And Txsomb is going into the 100 coin. Striker.
Yeah, both runners are also going to be exiting out of CCM at 18 stars, so keep that in mind.
Absolutely. No CCM 17ers in this race. All right. Could start.
Looks like Striker's
here.
also going to be lining up for reds and 100 as well.
All right, let's see what Striker can do here. Oh, missing that initial red, but is able to get some coins down below.
Yeah, that's not too detrimental, but you just have to take a little extra time to actually go grab that 1 coin, so just gotta clean it up a bit now.
All right, Txsomb has exactly what he needs here, so needs to get every coin on the slide.
Got the initial one, now you just have the final 15.
And there we go.
Gets it cleanly.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Gonna wait for the Penguin. Oh, wow.
Oh, that was a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. Hey.
Yep, cleans it up, able to talk to the Penguin, finally gonna get the rest of the star here, and gonna be exiting CCM soon enough.
Oh my goodness. All right, good stuff from Txsomb to not get shaken by that Striker missing a coin. Oh no, has to win the Penguin race though.
Yep, you pretty much had to gamble either trying to get that star, but realizes, yeah, he's
Striker,
actually gonna go backwards.
Striker just going back? Just gonna get that last coin? I don't know.
Is it optimal to do this, or could you not get a coin outside?
You can. I think that's what he's gonna opt to do here. Oh no!
Oh no!
My.
Risky plays.
I think where he missed the coin when it was that far up the slide, I don't think it would have been the play there. I think really you're right. You could have went outside and just spawned the 100 coin star with one of the reds and then redo the penguin race. That's usually what the play is, but you know, heat of the moment in a situation like this, you can't really you know, sometimes you just can't think of all the solutions that are right in front of you. You're kind of just like, you kind of go tunnel vision a little bit. Like, this is what I need to do. And, you know, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, Striker actually is not going to opt to go for 100s in CCM instead of going for the 18 star in CCM. Just opting to continue the race. So he'll have to pick up a star later on in one of these extra worlds, while Txsomb has a very solidly 2 stars, already trying to get the last star in BBH before moving on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Striker could be cooking here. I think maybe... I don't know, because you need 30 stars in order to get into Fire Sea, so you have to pick up an extra star in basement somewhere. So the play could be to do SSL secrets maybe in the pyramid. That is an option. Or I don't know.
Well, we got to keep ourselves guessing, because otherwise we don't want to spoil anything.
That's true. I mean, I don't think this is the surprise that Striker was referring to. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know what that was referring to.
Yeah, did you think that Mips could have gone awry, because it looked like Txsomb was almost barely able to grab Mips at the end before it started to run away.
Yeah, the Mips hitbox is so weird, because I have seen people be straight on with Mips. Like, Mario is literally right in front of him, and Mips will just phase through Mario. So that hitbox makes it just makes no sense. I have no idea. Like, it's just a guessing game.
Yep, successful clip for Txsomb, deciding to go for the jump into the dive, grabbing the star at the top of the pyramid inside.
Very, very nice plus from Txsomb. Great to start off your basement like that. I had, you know, mentioned earlier on comms, you know, Txsomb, or, Pillarless and Lava Boost are really your 2 biggest hurdles in basement.
Does get the hit on the Shy Guy, is going to connect onto the star. Looked almost a little sus right there, trying to get up the pillar, but able to clean it up. Gonna get that next star. Oh my, what is
Striker.
This? Can recover?
Oh, tried to recover that.
Oh, it looks like it's death too. Ooh.
It was on the wrong side of the pyramid. You can still make it work. I think might have been in the wrong position there to get the clip into the entry. Oh my god. I don't even know.
Camera angle.
This is crazy. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on. This is wild.
Oh, looks like it kind of recovered, but going in the wrong direction. The bomb is now just going to blow itself up, and it looks like we're going to have to do something different. We're going to opt for the green shell.
Yeah, going to be opening the pillars here, going on top of the pillars to open the pyramid. And still the question mark of what Striker is going to do here to make up that extra star. Still kind of lingering. So are we going to see maybe another attempt at Pillarless to go back in after getting the star? Because
I feel like you kind of have to. You're already a little bit far behind for missing the Pillarless once, and you still have to collect the other star. You kind of have to take that gamble. It just didn't pay off that one time. Looks like Txsomb having a little bit of issues getting these reds, going on a slower pace, but able to clean it up here.
All right, Striker taking care of the talent star here. So I don't know, maybe HMC early is the play. I mean, technically you can't do that. That is a route that you can do. It is not really traditionally what you see. I know I haven't really seen HMC early in practice. Uh-oh, Txsomb. Oh, and taking a death here.
Yeah, just the low HP did not help, and the fact that you had to time it while the platform wasn't moving, so you didn't know when it was going to move. Also, is going to throw off that timing. Txsomb going to take the first step, but still a pretty surmountable lead going into Lava Land.
Yeah, looking decent here for Txsomb. It looks like Striker is not opting to get another star in SSL, so perhaps gonna be going for HMC early here. So, you know, of course, HMC, we're all used to seeing it later in the run after Upstairs, after we exit Snowman's Land. But, you know, you can do it early. It is possible.
Both are going to be entering back into Lethal Lava Land. Txsomb is going to be staying here at least until 30 stars, so it has a few more to get. I believe it's going to be the 3 bullies on the right-hand side, then it's going to go back into the volcano in the center of the map to pick up the final 2 before heading over to Dire Dire Docks.
That is true. Yeah, this is gonna be the next test for Txsomb here in basement. I know, you know, I had mentioned Dark World earlier for Txsomb. That was a stage that kind of tested him a little bit, you know, contributed to the loss, but LLL was also on the list of those stages. Took a couple of deaths in this stage in his last race, but looks like he cleaned up the mistakes that he was making last time. I think there might have been like 2 or 3 deaths getting over to just the bully stars in his last race. So, you know, doing a much better job this time around, and a nice lava boost.
Yeah, Txsomb decided to play a little bit safe, just making sure that you were able to land on a little bit more comfortable ground instead of the small path that could lead towards the star. Is able to get into the poles, get that star pretty cleanly. Now going to be getting the final one in Lava Land as Striker trying to catch up, make up some ground. Looks like trying to get the other big bully star.
All right, Txsomb back in. Looks like it's going to be a good ending for Striker here, doing the long jump ending up the stairs. Nicely done.
Good execution there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful elevator star for Txsomb there. And now we're going to Dire Dire Docks.
Yep. Currently looking at Txsomb's point of view with that death, about a 20-ish second time loss, so a little unfortunate, but still could definitely make it up later in the run on that theory PB pace.
Oh, so okay, I know what Striker's doing now. Going for LLL 100, but breaking the shell! Oh, no.
At this point, do you just continue to go for 100?
I mean, you're kind of committed at this point. And it looks like he's just going to finish it out.
Yeah, without the green shell, is going to be very tough. It's going to be even slower than it normally is. But definitely taking the time and patience to just get around the entire platforms without falling into the lava.
So I'm getting word from chat that it is faster to just restart the 100 coin and go into the elevator. And there is some weight to that, because 120 runners often don't do the 100 coin last. And they actually leave the elevator star as a backup in case they fall in the volcano. So it could be a little bit of a similar situation here. You know, you take that fall and you just get elevator as a backup, break your shell outside, get the elevator as a backup, and then just restart the 100.
Already 80 coins, opting to go into the volcano now to try to pick up the final 19, as Txsomb is now in Dire Dire Docks.
Yeah, Striker is going to be fighting and clawing his way back into this one. Txsomb already 1 star down in DDD. But, you know, the fact that we're at an intermediate level here for the racers in general, you know, everybody's liable to make mistakes here.
Of course. Star 29 for Striker, and looks like Star 32 for Txsomb, both exiting out of their respective paintings roughly at the same time, and it looks like we're going to be picking up one more star in Dire Docks before heading into the Fire Sea.
All right, good Manta Star there for Txsomb. The Manta Star has kind of become a little bit of a meme for Txsomb. Has, you know, had a couple run-ins with that star, let's just say. There's been maybe some clips floating around of Txsomb messing up that star in pretty spectacular fashion, but...
Is that your way to get back at Txsomb for saying all this stuff earlier today? I'm just saying.
You know, I could take a couple shots at him. It's alright. It's valid.
Just gotta throw some shade. Great wall kick. Gets that faster Red Sea coin grab in that caged area and is able to get the wall kick back up, get star red coin number 4, and has pretty good movement here, don't you think?
Yeah, this is looking really good for Txsomb to make this lava boost cycle. Oh, he is very early.
Early.
My goodness.
And had like a gap for some extra room. Get the wall kicks. Ooh, looks like 1 frame too.
Yeah, he
doesn't
has
even
to
hit the fire here. Ooh.
He has to, you know, when you're that early to the lava boost cycle, you kind of have to delay your movements a little bit because, you know, you go into that stretch of all of like the lava and the platforms kind of, you know, going in and out. I guess they're rising up and down technically, but you know, you have to move a little slower through there or else you're going to be taking a burn.
Striker able to finally get that chest to open, getting suctioned into the vortex, but trying to claw his way out of it, while Txsomb is finally going to be fighting Bowser for the 2nd time. Does go for the ground pound. I'm always scared to see that because I know that sometimes you can clip through. Barely, actually does get the tail grab. I know the hitbox is kind of wonky, even though he does turn around. Does get it. Coin number 2 is going to be coming up.
All right, good stuff from Txsomb, and gonna be a mid-27 exit on the Fire Sea, so on a very, very good run at the halfway point here, just about.
Yep, and just checking Txsomb's theory PB timer, actually gained 3 seconds there compared to the PB, so not bad, even after having to take some time loss, just trying to get that star looked like, because it was a slight miss, but good job overall.
Yeah, looking really, really good for Txsomb so far. This is definitely what you want to see, and Striker is maybe going to be... we might be looking at like a mid-30 Fire Sea exit here, so there's a little bit of a gap here, for sure. But you can't get complacent. Yep. You cannot get complacent. There is a lot of difficult stuff upstairs. So you just got to keep it pushing.
Once you start heading into Rainbow Ride and TCC, that's where it gets real. That's where sometimes you could have a best run, and sometimes just something happens and you're going to end up falling to your death, and that's where time can be made up. But right now, I think Txsomb's just playing really safe, really confident going into this second part of the game.
And Striker into Fire Sea. All right. Oh, taking a little bonk there on the boxes, but able to quickly recover that one.
Yeah, not the cleanest of movements, but still staying up there, grabbing all the coins that you need. Great kick over, and looks like Txsomb actually going to be wall bonking on the platform, still having a little bit of trouble getting over, but that's not the worst. Didn't fall as far as you would have gone if you had fallen off.
All right, still able to finish this one out here. Got the right amount of coins at the end.
Yeah, if you're looking at Striker, just missed the cycle barely, has to take that time loss to just grab one of the other red coins and also get the faster clip up to the top.
And just wrapping up here. Spawning the star. All right. So Txsomb already putting a decent dent into Wet Dry World here upstairs.
Yep. Wet Dry World's going to be a 39 exit for Txsomb, so has to get this one in 2 more, but the last 2 are relatively easy, so most of the harder stars are out of the way at this point, so Txsomb, as long as nothing outrageous happens, should be able to make it out of Wet Dry World pretty safely.
Yeah, there would need to be a pretty generational meltdown.
Ooh.
Oh, Striker missing the throw, it looked like.
Yeah, just at the edge too, so you have to take the loss on the ability for Bowser to turn around. Does get the close toss up pretty easily. Doesn't have anything happen at that time, but that's not where you want to be right now. It's just, you know, you're already behind. You don't want to have these small goofs to put yourself more behind in this race.
Yeah, exactly. It's always it's a difficult thing to, you know, deal with, just because, you know, you can think like, okay, I'm behind right now, I need my opponent to start making mistakes, but like that's also assuming you're playing perfectly here. Like, oh, if this person like takes a death or something, like I'm catching up.
Oh my
like
God.
Oh my God.
Did you see Txsomb bonk twice?
Hey, you know, even the stars that you're like, this is a gimme, sometimes they still have the ability to, you know, make your life a little bit difficult. But no, you can always assume, like, okay, my opponent can take, like, one big death and I'm kind of back in this, but, like, you also have to execute. Like, you can't only solely rely on your opponent making mistakes. So you have to be very, very locked in. You have to play very, very well. In order to actually rely on those mistakes. So Striker's just got to keep it pushing here. Maybe switch up the strats a little bit. Maybe just play it safer if you're, you know, used to going for riskier stuff. Maybe maybe just do the things that get you the star at the end of the day, not try to force the issue at all.
It looks like we're in Tiny Huge Island. THI grabbing the first star for the secrets, and Striker is still trying to catch up some ground, but right now it's a 6-star difference, which is still not where you want to be. Txsomb entering back into THI will be exiting at around 42 stars.
Yeah, things are yeah, we got about a whole stage between these runners right now, and it's about Wet Dry World's about like a comfortably it's like a 4-minute split. I know if you're like kind of cracked at the game, you can have like a 350 something or maybe a high 340 golds. But yeah, it's a considerable gap right now, but not over. Gotta finish this one out still.
Yeah, just like you're saying, you know, you could take a unsurprising death for Txsomb. Just like those small hits, they could start acting up. But like you were saying, Striker has to pretty much play as optimal as possible based on their, you know, their skill to just make up a gap and hope that Txsomb is able to just take some L's here. Oh, that was a very weird dive to actually get the KO on the final front plant.
Oh, it's always scary when people start doing like makeshift movement there, just because it's so easy to bonk on one of those piranha plants and get sent into the water. I've seen it happen time and time again, and at that point, I mean, you're pulling all kinds of things out to try to go for a backup there.
Oh, is it because you like try to dive, but you have like a momentum that carries you up and like around, and you just fall over like the gates?
Yeah, you can like take a weird bounce there. Like if something doesn't connect in the right way, like Mario will just like bounce on the piranha and you can go flying, or you can get hurt somehow. Like it's a whole lot of ways that star can go wrong. But thankfully, Txsomb keeping it locked in here. But yeah, you can go flying over that gate pretty easily.
Looks like TTM is going to be the first star there, grabbing the one in the little cave behind the waterfall. Looks like we're going to be exiting TTM at 48 stars based on TDK, so we're going to be here for just a bit while looks like Striker is going to be finishing up Wet Dry World.
And nice log wall kick there for Txsomb. Looks like that's the second one there.
How tough is the wall log kick?
It's honestly, I feel like it's one of those things that looks intimidating, but once you kind of get a feel for it, once you kind of do it a couple times successfully, you're like, okay, yeah, no, this makes sense. Like, it's still a little bit risky just because, you know, famously, TTM, that area specifically near the log, there is a ton of invisible walls. And you can get pretty easily bonked by one of those when you're doing the log wall kick, but the strat itself, not too bad. I feel like most people could probably do it.
Just successfully cross the bridge, or not the bridge, but the gap in order to pick up that other star in for Striker. Looks like Txsomb going to be going for reds at this point, trying to finish this star as soon as possible.
Going in for the reds. TTM Reds, a fan favorite. And not ironically a fan favorite. It is a very fun star. Until you start making mistakes like these on N64, there's a lot of lag that comes with missing that red star. If you make a mistake.
Ooh.
Oh!
Very close to accidentally falling off.
Looking a little bit monka on that mushroom there, but you know, thankfully on that mushroom there is a lot of breeze surrounding it. So if you happen to roll off or even just straight up miss the mushroom, you can still back it up. Thankfully, Nintendo had the foresight.
Yeah, there was an interesting setup for Txsomb. The throwing, I don't know what you call it. What's the orange bomb that? No, not the orange. The purple bomb that tries to throw you sometimes.
Oh, the Chuckyas.
Yeah, the Chuckia. It was actually in the way on the perfect setup in order to just get the falling back kick. Actually had to go for a different angle, which was very impressive to do that in the moment on time. Oh, looks like a little bit of a misstep.
Oh, trying to do Snowman's head here, and taking some slides. All right, he can clean this up though. Yeah, you know, famously, this stage is frozen. It is, you know, snow, ice. It's just very slippery. Can't really get your footing. But thankfully,
great backup though.
Yeah, great Snowman's head there from Txsomb. Great on the backup at least. Maybe not the first try, but the backup.
Yep, Striker climbing the mountain is able to get to the other star behind the waterfall.
Yeah, that's the kind of things you need when you're in a position like Striker. You just need things to go well. You just need stars to go your way.
Yeah, currently looking at Txsomb's PB pace, actually at a -18, so actually made up a ton of time in TTM.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think there has been some extreme time loss here in Snowman's Land, but these small movement errors have definitely going to be adding up here.
Yeah, the mishaps on Snowman's head and, you know, the mistake right there trying to get up to that slope near the spin drifts. It's always little things that add up for SL. There's never really like a big mistake that happens in this stage. It's always the little things. Unless you're doing 120 and then, you know, SL 100 is kind of a nightmare with RNG
Yep.
and all that jazz.
So we have the setup for Striker, bounces on the edge, is able to get onto the giant mushroom head, and now picks up that star.
Yeah, very nicely done. So yeah, Txsomb is getting the red coin star there. Did get it. So not going to be seeing TTC 100 from him at the end of the run. Breaking the gentleman's agreement that we had to go for it. Gonna have to have maybe a post-production meeting about that one.
Oh no, misses the red coin on the dive and actually falls down into the pit.
That is... that's just an unfortunate death. I mean, any death is unfortunate, but a death like that when you get through the star, but something still just happens at the end, and that's just frustrating.
You gotta clean up your movement here, is able to start getting the first 4 in a pretty good clean fashion, so just the death, while it does eat up a lot of your time just because of the load screens and having to re-enter not what you want to see, but definitely performing what would have been the optimal for the PB pace for Striker.
All right, so star 47 for Striker there. Still needs one more. All right. And Txsomb is back down into the basement. Missing MIPS. Maybe got a little shy on account of the first one. Maybe knew that the first MIPS almost missed it and tried to adjust the angle, but missing. And now chasing MIPS around the basement and getting that regrab there finally.
Yeah, it doesn't have to go for the corner pocket setup like you would do in 16-star run. So it was able to get the a good open MIPS grab. Does eat a little bit of time loss, but could have been way, way worse as we start to enter HMC for the first time. Going to be here for quite a bit. Actually, going to get Toadstar first, then HMC.
And so getting a handful of stars here. We're going to be leaving with 59 since Txsomb did not do... is not going for TTC 100, rather.
Snowman's head is done successfully.
Very good for Striker. Had a little chat with the Snowman there. Just for a second. Spawn the text box. Txsomb trying to go for box triple. And not... Oh! Still making it work! Wow, good setup there for Txsomb. That was really nice.
Yeah, tried to get it the first couple times, but decides to just go for a little bit of a simpler setup. Able to get that. Does not get hit by any sort of invisible wall or glitch. Getting that star at a pretty good pace as well.
Yeah, you can get hit with the wall there. You can accidentally hit a... there's a death plane that you can take there. You can fall into it. There's a lot of things that can go wrong on that setup, but Txsomb making it look very nice here. And
looks like we're going to get rid of the Ice Bully for Striker. Is able to get a good setup and the good knockout here. Let's see if we get the first hit bump into the platform, and it will hit that button. Txsomb, as long as you can get past these gaps, is going to pick up this next star.
Very nicely done. Love to see that. We have a... We call that star that Txsomb just got the Christmas Miracle star, so there is a colorful emote, the Grussy emote, that people love to post whenever somebody gets it.
Jesus.
Alright, Striker. This is going to be Striker's last star. Leaving SL with 52 on account of getting TTC 100 at the end. So still a considerable gap between these two gamers. And as Txsomb is about to approach Tippy here, time is kind of ticking for Striker. Things are going to have to start happening to Txsomb and Tippy in order to really catch up here.
Yeah, there's not much you can do at this point. You are kind of hoping that Txsomb does make some unfortunate mistakes, as Striker is now also making a lot of errors, trying to get MIPS still in the open. It's just not working out. Has to just force MIPS to the left, maybe try to get the backup set up, but now is forcing MIPS right in front of Sandland, and still trying to grab MIPS, gets it in front of Lava Land.
Oh my goodness. Having a quick run around the basement trying to catch this rabbit just does not want to be caught. And Txsomb is going up to Tippy now. So yeah, I think you're right. It is gonna... If you're Striker, you are gonna need to see Txsomb make some mistakes here.
Yep, but this is where mistakes can happen. Rainbow Ride is definitely a notorious bottomless stage. So you gotta make sure your movement is clean, but it looks like Txsomb trying to go for the Lack 2 skip here, gets the bounce perfectly. Let's see if the pull is gonna work, but no, falls down and probably didn't get the wall kick timing the right way they wanted.
Yeah, that's really tough. And yeah, I think you're right. The wall kick can affect that there. You know, if you don't get it at the right angle, Mario's not super far up on the slope, but looks like might have just mistimed the A press there, trying to get that kick backwards. And and having a little bit of a meltdown on Reds here. Listen, I'm not gonna say we manifested this, but we did say Txsomb was gonna have to start making some mistakes here.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see. You know, Reds and Rainbow Ride is, I would consider a little bit more of an easy star. Obviously, had to go for the backup, or you know, the what I would like to call the more beginner route compared to doing the Lakitu skip. So just kind of a backup there, but might have just been the mindset change of like, oh, I didn't get this, now I have to do this, and now it's just kind of cementing is a unfortunate Rainbow Ride at this point.
Yeah, a little bit of a Monka start here, but see if he can lock back in on this Lakitu bounce again and going under the platform. So wasn't even able to connect on the wall kick this time. Gonna have to do tricky triangles as a backup here.
Gets a side flip and gets the triangle star as Striker is trying to get star number 57. Misses the side angle wall kick. Try to get the star. Gets a good backup, and now is going to be picking that one up.
I don't know. Things are starting to close. Maybe just the window's open for Striker. The door is slightly ajar. Striker can still walk through.
Lakitu gets hit in the head, but again misses the proper wall kick time, so now has to go for the backup setup.
And now going for swinging in the breeze. And going to be doing the triple jump backup here on top of this flame spitter. Oh, but the block falling. Oh, no.
What's your out here if you miss that? Do you just have to have it respawn?
Yeah, you just have to wait for the donut blocks to respawn there and go for it again. And now Txsomb taking a death.
That's a big time loss. Not only did you miss the Lakitu, not only did you miss the floating blocks, you also forced a death. So this could be a small gap for Striker to come back into this game.
Oh no. Striker going up. This is what Tippy does, man. This is exactly what Tippy does.
Ooh, I don't know if that's a good angle, but does get the proper timing, it looks like. No! And does miss the Lakitu head and falls to another death. So that's a second death on just this star alone, as Striker, for the first time, is entering Rainbow Ride.
Oh, man. All right. I know exactly where Txsomb is right now. Mentally, I can feel the tilt. I can feel the tilt. And you just have to execute cleanly. In that time, Txsomb able to get up there. So finally connecting on the Lakitu bounce and just has to finish it out. Striker opting to play it safe here, not going for the bounce. Just going to go the normal way here. Just take the regular cruiser strat.
Yep, I like that both of them were actually doing that at the same time. For Txsomb, actually opting to go for a little bit more of a safer play instead of just immediately going for the pull. Decided to wall kick back past the pull to just make sure that the grab was a little bit cleaner, because sometimes, you know, you have to mash that grab button in order to get the proper clip into the pull. So being a little safe here does get the final star in Rainbow Ride, as we're going to be entering TCC.
All right, this is an opportunity to just like wipe the slate clean. You know, you made your mistakes in Rainbow Ride. Now you have to focus yourself back up and just have a good TTC and finish this one out. But
yep, only 6 more stars.
Yeah, the door is still slightly open for Striker though. You have to play well in TTC here, but so does Striker, and that's going to be time moving for Txsomb.
Your Txsomb, I know you were talking about it earlier, but there could have been a little bit of tilt because of those deaths, as we are going to be seeing Txsomb enter TTC. And also going to be moving TTC.
Now, normally you want to be time stopped, especially if you're going for stomp on the thwomp, or if you're going for time jump on moving bars, but slightly too far on the clock hand going in time moving. Just gonna get one of these stars there. There's a few you go in time moving for, but you normally want to go in where Txsomb just did with the clock hand after the 6, so you can do flippies, but unfortunately having to burn one of those other stars.
Yeah, good time movement there. Able to get up those small flips where those red coins were getting that another star. 4 more stars in TTC for Txsomb, as Striker still in Rainbow Ride, but looks like the movement's been pretty clean overall. Not too many mistakes, no deaths so far, so Striker is doing what Striker needs to do in order to just make this comeback.
And Striker's gonna be moving on. Striker's gonna be moving on to TTC, so the door isn't closed yet. There's still opportunity.
Interesting to note that Striker is actually opting for Toad after TTC being done. So Striker entering TTC a little bit early. Looks like it's going to be Reds first here.
It either could be Reds or 100. Looks like it's going to be 100.
This is going to be very exciting. Things are getting a little bit close, and Txsomb able to get that other star. 3 more for Txsomb.
Yeah, you just need to get to the finish line here for Txsomb. You still have a considerable gap. Even despite all of the shenanigans in Rainbow Ride, you still have time to work with. You gotta be able to center yourself back in.
Yeah, just misses the triple jump, has to restart the setup. He tries to get it this time, and does get the grab onto that ledge. $92 coins. Just needs a few more from this final box, and is going to be able to finish off the star cleanly.
All right, nicely done for Txsomb there. Solo stomp on the thwomp as Striker is finishing up the 100 coin here in TTC. But Txsomb, just 2 more stars needed before we are moving on up to Bowser in the Sky.
Yeah, and only about the 4-star difference definitely can be made up, especially if there's an unfortunate death in Bowser in the Sky. Let's see what Txsomb's going to go for this time around. Has a little bit of a slappy move because of the missed wall kick. Oh, an unfortunate death for Striker at the beginning.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see if you're Striker at this point, but Txsomb, oh my goodness. Almost giving the time right back, but managing to stay up here, trying to go for moving bars, but thankfully able to get in there.
1 more star for Txsomb, and it's going to be moving on to Bowser in the Sky. Striker trying to get back to where they were trying to go, climbing up on top of TTC as much as possible. Looks like it's going to be going into the cage for the final star with a dive. That could have been bad on a bonk, but is able to clean it up and gets that.
All right, Txsomb just needs Reds here. And looking good. Diving, or actually ground pounding at the end there. Very nice.
Optimal.
Kind of hard to time that Z press, but is optimal. I don't know how much it actually saves in terms of falling to the ground, but a little bit of time. We'll take it.
Style points. So, looks like we're going to be heading to Bowser in the Sky for the first time. Gets through that star door. And now the final segment of the game, PB Pace, is no longer available, but that doesn't matter if you can just win this race.
And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, just taking a W regardless of how you have to do it. A win is a win. And Txsomb looking to have a nice bits here. Great start so far.
Txsomb is doing very clean movement, no slowdowns. Everything looks like it's been practiced through and through. Let's see what happens on this next section. It's probably going to be one of the harder parts outside of the Bowser throws. Let's go left side, but falls super far, but just barely manages to get the dive, but still manages to fall a little bit further, so has to try to make up some ground. Striker does end up getting another star in TTC, 67. Still need 3 more stars.
Yeah, needs 2 and the Toad. And Txsomb taking another bonk.
Looks like there's going to be Reds for a Striker, so another quick star here. Could try to make up some ground. Let's see, left side, how does it go here? And misses the timing!
Falling. Oh, mistimed the triple jump.
Each miss that Txsomb is making, Striker is making up some ground. Let's see another left side. So it looks like Txsomb's not going to try to take this the safe way. Does try to get left sides on the wall kick. Could reset here. Gets it another time.
Trying.
Still misses.
He's trying so hard to force the issue, and he's taking a bonk. That might be a death. Oh!
It is a death. It is a very long fall into the depths. of Bowser in the Sky going to be exiting out of that stage. Striker, again, still trying to make up some time, falling back into Bowser in the Sky. It's not for certain that it's going to be close yet, but the gap is opening, like you've been saying.
Oh, jeez. I mean, Striker just needs Toad here, and he's going up, so this is maybe like... I don't know if I could put a figure on it, but like 30 seconds, maybe a little bit more between them right now.
Yep. And right now, that is the last star that Striker needs. Actually opted for the Toad star later on, so now Bowser in the Sky is coming up soon. So I would probably have to give it maybe about a 25-30 second difference for both players. Let's see if Txsomb is finally able to get the left side wall grab and gets it that time after such a long challenge here. Now all you have to do is long jump across the platform, get into that pipe, and you're going to be finally fighting the King. That is a big death right there. Txsomb taking a long dive. You have to wait almost 5 whole seconds before you go. Striker also goes down into the depths. And what was a commanding 7-star lead. They are both tied on pace.
Oh my god. Who's gonna have the clean? I mean, if you're oh god, I don't know.
We do have to keep in mind that Striker is on emulator, so we'll be taking a time penalty as well. So Striker really does need to clean this up. Txsomb still has a slight advantage in terms of timing just because of the N64 to MU difference. But if Txsomb does take another death while Striker is on pace, this could be a very different game.
Wow. Txsomb hitting the left side.
Well, looks like Striker's actually going to opt for the slower path, but playing it a little bit more safe.
Txsomb going into the pipe, but Striker not able to get that pull grab there. Oh, what's Striker doing? What's the backup here?
Oh, it's actually wall kick off to get on top, but it looks like that's not going to work. It's too steep. It's actually going to opt for the extra pull, so going the ultra slow route to just try to get up top. And Txsomb finally going for Bowser throw number 1. It is clean on spot.
Txsomb taking a little bonk on the regrab there. And throw 2
is on point.
So Txsomb just needs one more throw, can put a bow on this one, and that is 3. So despite all of that nonsense in Bowser in the Sky, all the nonsense in Tippy, Txsomb is able to walk away here with a victory in the losers bracket. Holy moly.
Yeah, that must not feel super good knowing that you could have actually had a closer game than you wanted, especially since you had such a commanding lead. But unfortunately, that's just how it goes. Txsomb able to clean it up, especially in the end, getting that left side wall jump and just cleaning up the Bowser throws. Didn't even miss a single one. So congrats to Txsomb for moving on to this losers bracket.
Yeah, really good stuff at the end there to keep yourself centered. It's a hard battle, but able to pull it off.
I think Txsomb might have just thrown it in the towel, not even moving the controller anymore.
Yeah, I think that is going to be the GG for Striker. And
Bowser fire throw. I'll just charge.
All right, let's get both of our runners back in the booth, and we'll maybe run through that ending a little bit. All right, runners, welcome back into the booth. Txsomb, by the skin of your teeth, pulling off the win there at the end. I mean, that was crazy. How are you feeling about that run overall?
My pants are full.
Dude, what was that?
I don't know what was going on at the end there.
After like after I missed it in CCM, I like died on plus. I was like low key like thinking. I was like, at first I didn't know, like I like couldn't remember. I needed 30 stars to open the door, so I was like, oh, I'll just do SL Reds. It'll be like a funny bit. Like I already lost the race, and I was like, oh shoot, I gotta do like LLL 100 to be able to even open the freaking door. And then like I was going upstairs, I was like, oh, he's like a stage and a half ahead of me, and I'm like, maybe I'll go for like SL Reds to be funny. And then like,
oh my goodness,
when I saw that like he died for like the 3rd time in bits, I was like, I can't let myself win this. This would be like so like it would be the most undeserved like victory ever. So I was just like, nah, there's no way.
Oh my goodness. That was honestly just an insane race overall. I mean, mistakes were coming out on both sides. You know, the gap was pretty sizable going up to Tippy. You were still in HMC when Txsomb was headed up. And it is like, I mean, the door wasn't closed at all at any point throughout that Tippy. There was still ample opportunity to come back from that one. But, I mean, going back into bits at the same time, like, it's just crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. It was just nuts.
Yeah.
But Txsomb.
I was like, I can't let myself win this. There's no way. Like that would have been. Yo, I think you know what? I think we should just out of the tournament. We should just like do a redo. I feel like I disrespected Mario 64 as a game, like playing like that. That was I don't know.
You know, we had some question marks. Me and Gerd were wondering what the play was when you did opt to not go for CCM 100, not to finish out the pair at least. So there were a lot of question marks. I think, you know, you made a decent decision. I mean, going for LL 100 is not like the worst backup in the world. But breaking the shell was a little bit of an unfortunate thing to happen there in that situation.
I haven't done that far in 8 months. Definitely did not expect to try to pull that out today.
Hey, it's time to hop back on the 120 arc. I think that's what we're learning here.
After I get my 52, but I mean, considering how I played today, I don't know when that's gonna happen. We'll see.
Yeah, you were on pace for a pretty good time. Maybe like low 52. Just some slight mistakes in Rainbow Ride and Bowser in the Sky, but that just happens in a race, of course.
Yeah, that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to races. But man, what a race that was. But Txsomb, you are keeping yourself alive in the bracket. You are going to be playing next.
Well-deserved victory.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you. No, GG to you, to Striker.
Yeah, that was good. Good race. Txsomb, you're going to be playing. Okay, there's like 3 matches. Okay, so Geo versus I've had this same discussion like 3 times today. Geo versus Aster. The winner of that race is going to be playing Artemis, and then Txsomb, you're going to be playing the loser of Artemis versus Geo/Aster. One of the 2.
We're losers.
we're gonna have to find out which way we're going here next weekend, but yeah, GG, you're keeping yourself alive here, brother man. Moving on to the next round.
I don't fucking deserve it. Fuck that run, dude.
Dude, tough run. It was a tough run, but listen, that's how it goes. That's how it goes in races. Sometimes the runs aren't always the best, but still just got to get through it and finish it out regardless. But there's always more opportunity to clean it up next time around. You're going to have about I think 2 weeks between matches, unless I can somehow double up. Unless I can somehow double up in the bracket, I'm not really too sure what's going to happen with the scheduling, but we'll see what happens. But at least a week and a half until your next race. So you got.
You're unemployed like Form. I mean, you know, you got the weekdays.
Hey, it's not me. It's everyone else. I got a schedule. I'm wide open, bro. I would race on a Tuesday if I could.
Tell them to quit.
Yeah, they can quit their jobs. It's all right.
Mario's more important.
It's true. You know, you could take that advice, Txsomb.
You know, hey, refund my points. Striker didn't win.
Wait. I thought somebody picked the wrong outcome. I was like, no, not like this.
No, you know, at least these runs didn't happen. It didn't happen during the homie race, so we didn't have to lose to Zeus.
That's crazy.
That's we're the real winners here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
No, I'll see y'all on Thursday. I'm locking in. I'm different now.
Oh, shit.
I'm different. But GG's to the runners. Striker, of course, this is the loser's bracket. It is the end of the road for you in the tournament, but still, making it out of the LTA stage, what was a very competitive LTA stage. So very impressive to do that on its own, but still making it to the bracket. And yeah, it was great to have you in the tournament. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Go follow both runners, Txsomb and Striker. Their Twitch names are on the screen there on the layout. And a huge shout out to my co-commentator, Mr. Gerd NE, hopping in. Gerd, thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. It's always good to support your events and support your channel.
Yeah, much appreciated. I know a lot of people who watch this channel may not be like super familiar with the kind of things that you do in your own time. So if you want to talk a little bit about that, feel free. Give yourself a platform, you know?
Yeah, so outside of being a former speedrunner of 16 Star and SMB1, the original on the NES, tournament organizer, production guy for a lot of FGC and Smash majors, Pokemon TCG player primarily right now, but also Pokemon BG judge for many regionals and otherwise. So I do a lot of things, but I love supporting the speedrun community, especially SM64.
Yeah, it was great to have you in here. You're always up to something, always up to some cool shit on your own time. Big in the ultimate scene. I feel like when we met, that's what you were primarily doing, was ultimate.
Yeah, it was primarily ultimate, and then you kind of got me into SM64.
Let's go.
During that COVID era.
Love to see it. Love to see it indoctrinating people into Mario. It's always a good thing. But yeah, GG's,
yeah, I got
man.
my sub 20 and just dipped.
Honestly, you're probably better off. It's all good.
Based.
Very based. But yeah, thank you so much for hopping in, man. I appreciate the commentary today. It was great.
Yep, loved it.
All right. Everybody in the booth, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for making time out of your weekends to be here. But Txsomb, once again, congratulations. We will see you in your next match, whenever that may end up being. But yeah, GG's.
GG's.
Jeez.
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.